Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome to another Addicted Fishing podcast. We are sitting here in studio. It's the month of July. It's actually summer, but with the month of July coming and with summer coming, actually summer being here, even though it kind of wasn't very summery out in the ocean today.
Very little summer this
Very
summer.
little summer this summer, but with it right on our doorstep, that means Buoy 10. Yes, this is the talk for the Super Bowl Sunday of salmon fishing in the lower 48. We are prepping and getting ready for Buoy 10. Got Nick Popov, Eric Swanson in the house today. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what are you doing? Like, what the hell are you doing right now?
I'm actually taking a little bit of a break.
Dude, I think that's important, you know, right before you start a busy season like we're about to start, is taking a break, enjoying, like you guys both have kids, you know, enjoying it before we go basically 2 months straight.
Yeah.
You lazy sons of bitches.
We're not all Cameron Black. I don't know. I've been
lazy.
I've been fishing every day
boys.
since I don't even know, January pretty much. It's been a long season.
Yeah, it's been this spring Chinook season has been the gift that kept on giving.
And it's
There's no
still
question.
giving too. I mean, it's like the Columbia is still full of springers. I mean, it's amazing. And we've had the opportunity this year in the Columbia too that we don't normally get in July.
Well, I think that's a big thing, dude. Like, we got that extension, and then it just like carried into
We're getting another one.
An extension on top
We're
of
getting another one. They actually, when they had the date set for July 10th from staff recommendation, they pushed it out 3 more days so they could possibly fit another meeting in just to extend it. And then I think we blew out tax prediction like in the next 2 days of Bonneville dam counts going over.
Right.
So I don't know. I think we could see summer Chinook fishing toward the end of the month. So technically, not Buoy 10, because right now it's only open after the Astoria Bridge. Like, you could be salmon fishing right now.
You could, for sure.
Right now, and I don't know, what was it, 3-4 years ago, and it was super good down there.
last
in
5 or
July.
6 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago now. Yeah,
It's so funny because I was talking to a couple other buddies about that, and I'm like, shoot, if the ocean's rough, I might just like fish above the bridge on a nice high tide or something like that. And they're like, oh, well, will they be there? And I'm like, well, let's see. Last year on August 1, when we all went fishing, like, how many fish were stuffed into the estuary?
About 10
unbelievable.
Unbelievable last year. Now, did they all just show up on August 1?
I bet not.
I bet not. No, those fish were milling around there for weeks.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if we get,
you know, now that there's, you know, basically 2,000 fish a day still going over Bonneville, there's still moving fish coming through. Like all the fish I killed yesterday, they all had sea lice on them. They all had scales falling off. So those fish are burning through there. So they're there.
they're there when they want to be. And the other thing too is, like last year and whatever, well, honestly, what happens every year is, you know, we saw a huge explosion of the spring Chinook numbers. We've seen a huge explosion of the summer Chinook numbers. They've under forecasted everything. But even on not these like giant, robust spring and summer years, we see coated wire tags in the Buoy 10 fishery after August 1 for like Sandy River Springers.
Sandy River Springers is a big one.
Like we see tags, and we see, so there's going to be this presence of springers still and summer. I know the first fish I killed last year on August 1st was a giant summer Chinook, no spots.
I was right next to you, actually. I remember that
giant
fish.
Summer Chinook. And it's like, there's no way that was any kind of a fall
No,
fish.
and there was actually, I mean, I think the large majority of what we were catching down there was summer Chinook. You know, those just small spots, big body, just giant wilds, you know.
Very few spots on them.
And then they were gone, 4 days later? It was like,
well, they were gone. Remember the
Tongue
second day kind of
Well, I
stunk.
think they all got caught.
You put a good beating on them. There was some serious action.
So this year I'm going to make sure that I do as much damage in July before they get there, just to make sure we don't experience this huge high on August 1 where everyone drove back into that marina thinking they were hot stuff.
Yeah, and then they went out
and
day
then
two.
August 2nd, it's like, oh, you better learn how to fish, boys.
I went from having like 35 bites in the morning to having like 6 or 7. I was like, dude, this isn't good. And then I ran to Tongue Point. Like, I mean, it was
You know, everybody's struggling when the phone's ringing too, because like when everybody's catching fish, nobody needs a call. But when there's no fish getting caught, dude, it's every 10 minutes. Like, you find them yet? Where, you know, have you talked to anybody? Like, that's a dead giveaway. That is tough.
I remember pulling into the marina on August 1st because I was just snake bit. Like, I just kept catching wilds after wilds. I know one guy caught 5 fish and killed all 5 of them. It took
I know exactly who that was
to kill 4.
Yeah.
So I come go crawling into the marina after all these guys are all like cleaning their boats and stuff. And I kind of looked over and yelled at him. I go, damn it, dude. I go, after that, I need a Gatorade and a cigarette. It was like, holy cow. Yeah, it was a good time. But what do you guys think is going to happen this year?
I think we're in for the same. I mean, if it's trending like what we've seen with, I mean, you look at the sockeye, you look at the summer Chinook, the spring Chinook, and now we've got forecasted, 480 total or something like that coming to the mouth.
Yeah.
I just have to believe that it's underpredicted. I mean,
I think we're gonna catch a lot of fish. I just think a lot of the fish you catch in the fall are wild fish, and those 24 days down there, we're gonna have to sort through a lot of them.
Yeah, I think the clip rate last year they said was 60%, and they kind of just based that off of like what they see, when it is wild, and also what the sport creel says they release. So hopefully maybe we'll see a little better clip rate, because I do know a big component of the early fish are like Bonneville Pool hatchery fish, which unfortunately are
not the best
Spring Creek turds.
Right. Yeah.
But for the opportunity to keep an ocean fresh fish, there you go. We'll talk about that in a later podcast. But I think we should see an okay clip rate. It just sucks because, like you said, with this big glut of fish that possibly could come back, the problem is there's just very little opportunity for in-season management down at Buoy 10. Now, once we see a dam count, and once we see that, now of course, other than holy crap, you guys are catching a lot of fish, we better close it, because that has actually already occurred this fall season in Nia Bay.
That's what
in Nia Bay, Marine Area 4, in the first 2 days of the fishery, they have a very robust Chinook fishery and a very good coho fishery. But in order to have a coho fishery, you have to have Chinook impacts. The first day, I think they fished something like 45, 60 days. It's a long Chinook fishery. In the first 2 days, they killed 12% of their allotted quota.
Yeah, and they were supposed to project like 50,000 or something if they let them go or something.
Yeah, it's like it's an astronomical number. And the thing about it is, it's like, okay, it's not that what they do, the way they get their kind of expected catch is they take the forecast and they go, okay, if there's this many fish around, there'll be this much effort, and we can kind of divulge and just say, this is kind of the range that they're going to catch them in, and then that's how they structure a season.
Right.
Like everything's based off the forecast. But then, they base off the forecast. Well, twice as many or 3 times as many fish show up, and then they start getting blasted at a 2 Chinook per person limit out in the ocean. Like, all of a sudden that quota, like, it looks like, holy crap, it's gone.
Yeah.
And in order for them to conduct a silver fishery later on, they have to have Chinook impact. So they quickly reduced that back to 1 fish, like after the first 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah,
but to me, that's a good sign.
I was going to say that's what I think.
Healthy ocean for everywhere.
Yeah.
Right, and not to mention too, like even spots that generally don't see like a lot of like hatchery Tillamook or hatchery
Tillamook.
I gave it away. Hatchery coho this time of year early, like they're just getting just tons of them already down in the central and southern or northern Oregon and central Oregon coast.
It's crazy. I mean, you're seeing it up and down the coast right now. South is really, really good. North is really, really good. I mean, I think we're in for something special. But
yeah, Marine Area 1 too, like kind of I sat out the first weekend because I just had people that just wanted to get the white meat, wanted to get the mountain fish. But then I went out my first salmon day today, and even for how rough it was and how gross the ocean was, it was still like, yep, there is a vast improvement of coho sitting out here. And so we blasted them and headed for the barn as quick as we could. So I think reports prior to that, the last few days sound like it was some pretty solid, limits by 8, good stuff fishing. And keeping in mind that this year, the component for the A runs is only like, I want to say it's like 600,000 or something like that. Like a lot of the forecast is supposed to be B run, which us tributary guys, we'd rather have.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird dynamic because the actual A run I think is less forecasted A run is less than it was last year, but yet we're starting off strong.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I think that the tough part is there's no way to get that in-season management down at Buoy 10
other than closing
it. And
that in-season management is kind of gross because that completely hosed us on a bunch of sockeye fishing and a bunch of summer fishing. We should have had this fishery open, and I always compare the state's reaction to opening a fishery to like gas prices.
Right.
Like, give them any excuse, they'll close it. Give them any excuse, they'll raise those gas prices. But by God, it's sure slow for coming down.
Right.
And by God, they're sure slow for opening stuff up.
100%.
Really obnoxious.
Right. What happened to these mandatory meetings? Like mandatory meeting to close it, but why not a mandatory meeting?
No. They do not have to have they can just do joint action. Overnight and close a fishery with less than 24 hours. Yeah. But then to get a fishery open, we have to have a compact meeting. And we have to have all this pomp and circumstance. No, you can do joint state management. I think there's some pretty rough politicking going on with some of the forecasting we're seeing and some of this kind of like opening stuff up. I think there's some pretty pretty rough politicking going on right now.
What's your prediction on? I mean, do you think that if they do, I mean, do you think it's at risk for being shut down in the first 24 days?
No, because we use like
7%
so our
last year,
constraining, right? I don't even think it was that.
Yeah.
We use when we actually resort to a hatchery only fishery, and that was kind of the way that the Buoy 10 thing was structured this year. Like last year, they said, okay, if you guys can just give us till the 10th, and then you guys can go wide open after that, then we should be good. I'll get us in the clear, and I'll get you guys till Labor Day weekend, because one of the management goals that they try to set with the forecast, or try to set the season with a forecast, is to get Buoy 10 to Labor Day. And I don't know where they came up with that. And if you don't like that,
it's been that way since I was a little kid.
Right. They always try to. Well, they've missed it the last 4 or 5 years, but
4 or 6.
that's what they do. And so, but then looking at it, like in those first 10 days last year, we used less than like 10% of like what was given to us, like for our constraining stock, which was our lower river fish again.
Yep.
And they said, it's like you don't even burn it.
Right.
So then we went back and said, okay, well, shoot, double that to triple that thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you shut us down early in Buoy 10, everybody just moves upriver.
Yep.
And then it exacerbates the problem, because the mouth of the Cowlitz produces tons of coated wire tags that are lower river stock fish.
100%.
And then we get blasted in the middle river. And so if you have that early closure with the effort shift, then it shuts that down. And then we lost a week of fishing
that we should have
not have lost. We left 30,000 fish on the table last year because the states couldn't figure it out, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And it's so busy from like a guide standpoint, shuffling and moving clients from
hard.
Buoy 10 to Cowlitz to above Bonneville.
And it's even more tough when the fishing is that good.
We're leaving
because
good
then
fishing,
it's like you're leaving good fish, and your clients don't understand. It's like,
Right.
wait, why are we closing this down? This thing is
it's the best it's been in years.
Exactly. And it's just like, well, it's because they are setting a season to a forecast, and until they have some evidence to adjust that, because God forbid they use actually the sport catch as evidence. And I have talked to some managers that are playing with some quasi prediction, like, if these guys are doing this good in this week, then they're going to see this dam count this week. And they actually have gotten some success with that, from what I've been told, like with the test fishery.
That'd be cool.
Like for spring Chinook.
Right.
Like a couple of the ways they were kind of looking at like the test catch numbers, they knew they were going to have
correlating them to when they go above the dam.
Exactly. They knew that within about 7 to 8, 9 days, they were going to have a plus 10,000 fish, and they got 13.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
so it's pretty crazy what they're doing, but I'm glad they're kind of looking at that. But I think, we as anglers and sportsmen, whenever we have our chance to talk to our managers or meetings, we need to be kind of like, hey, why don't you guys, like, my suggestion for this year for Buoy 10 or for the fall is, like, we should have automatic, like, thresholds, as in, if the Bonneville count, well, unfortunately this year with our constraining stock lower river fish, but let's say it was upriver brights, like you wish before the season set, they're like, you guys are going to go till September 7th, unless 200,000 fish are above Bonneville Dam, or whatever that number is. Like, then we can all watch the dam count and get all excited.
Yeah.
And then when we all get excited, it's like, oh yeah, you guys have completely missed the sockeye forecast by like triple.
Yeah.
Why don't you do something about it? And then like 9 days later, they finally do. And
after you have 2 days where the dam count's over 50,000, they should have their meeting, and they should.
So for the record, those 2 days of the 50,000 was one half of their whole forecasted 30-day prediction of the run.
That's what I'm
in
trying
2
to say.
days.
So any second grader could go like,
wow, I think we have 28 days left still, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get that.
Yeah. Like, keep in mind on both sides that we had like 30,000s and 40,000.
Yeah.
10 to 20 to 30 to 40
30
to
and 40,000.
We went from not having enough fish to potentially a record run.
Right. Exactly.
It's
and
crazy.
That's like,
it's a big miss. That's in my opinion.
Right. I mean, if you think about what that miss means, and this is something to take away, and this is something to kind of realize, guys, and next week we got a special. Actually, you guys might know about it. We're actually going to bring in one of the Columbia River managers into the live feed, and we're going to have this discussion because, like, as we, maybe you guys leave a comment below, shoot us a message, give us your ideas and thoughts, and we can pass them along. Give us some good talking points, because basically when they miss those forecasts, that attributes thousands and thousands of angler days in a fishery. That miss, the economy, the amount of money that's being spent there just
It's unbelievable.
everything's unbelievable. So like you might think, oh, well, you guys are just greedy fishermen. You just want to fish 8 days earlier than you got. It's like, no, the reality is like there's so much more to that.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is too is like a lot of these fish are hatchery fish, and they're just going to sit in front of a hatchery and go to waste.
Yep. I mean, a lot of these fish are put there for angler opportunity, and we're not getting the angler opportunity at them. So
so now you just had 30. Well, like last year, 30,000 brights go by that we could have harvested.
Yeah, but somebody needs to be held accountable for it. I mean, something's got to change because every year is like continuous, and it just keeps happening.
And you see this as the runs are declining, they are over predicting, and as the runs are climbing, they're under predicting, and so. After how many years? I mean, they've got to take that into consideration. I mean, if they
use the first indicators, I think they can go back because they have the data.
Right.
If they use the first indicators of what a run does when it shows up and how good the fishing is or is not,
right,
and use that, they have the data there. Like they have the data from the sport catch. Yeah, there are some things in the sport fishery that has made us more efficient over the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
No question.
Yep.
But with that said, they should be able to look at this. I think they need to.
I think so too.
Well, especially now that ODFW has gone with that online tagging, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, you should be able to track.
And Washington, very, very shortcoming.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I heard. I heard they were in the process of doing it.
6,000 fish got caught today, and at Buoy 10, that wad of fish is coming, and they should be able to predict it upriver.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, we don't catch them all. I mean, we'd like to think we do, but I watched it. It was pretty cool, dude. I will say this year it was the coolest thing. Like anchoring up with my hummingbird, putting the side imaging on, and watching the fish swim by it's unbelievable how many fish swim by your boat that don't bite.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like I was pissed off. I was like, dude, there's no way that 12 fish just went by and I didn't get a bite.
Now wait till you have Mega Live on the back of the boat and you see the little sons of bitches swim up to your back of your 360 and your spinner and then turn away and give you mine. But that's for another podcast, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, you guys. We appreciate it. Leave your comments below. Shoot us a message. I think we had, because by the time you guys are hearing it, I'm going to say we had a drop on our website, addicted.fishing, July 10th, biggest drop in addicted fishing history. Huge. Some cool stuff there. There might be some stuff there by the time you hear this. I don't know. It's worth checking out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Later.